Ooh, I got a new ratchet. I got a new ratchet. Yeah. Actually, I bought this ratchet. I was looking for one longer than I had a bunch of the like 8-inch ratchets. There's a 10-inch, and then I had my longer swivel one, 3/8 drive. But I wanted something that was a solid head, just for breaking suspension parts and stuff like that loose when I couldn't get a 1/2-inch drive in there good. So I got looking. This thing was 25 bucks, something like that. And it's 90 tooth ratchets, 12 inches long. And I thought, you know, why not give it a try? So when I got it, first thing I did was took it out of the packaging, you know, and I go, and I think, wow, that's loud and coarse sounding, rough. So I didn't know if I was going to keep it, you know, and I got messing around with it and all, and I thought, well, there's just a C-clip here, let's take it apart. Well, when I took it apart, it was like dry, just nothing, dry. It was dry as dry could be. So usually I would put like a few drops of sewing machine oil or something like that in there, 3-in-1 oil maybe. But it was noisy, so I just got me a little thing of assembly lube. And I just put a couple drops in there and put the piece back on there, and man, it really quieted it down and makes it feel a lot better. So I called the company up. Or I didn't call them up, I wrote to them. And we communicated back and forth and told them I was started to make a YouTube video, and I said all you could hear was that ratchet. And they was worried about my concerns, and they even offered to watch a video of it or whatever and stuff. And then I told them, you know, I'd put some lubrication in the head and stuff, and they was aware of that stuff, and I think they remedied it if I remember right. I think they're going to be lubed now. But since I put that lube in there, I've been using it some, and I don't always want the long ratchet, but I've been using this just to see how it feels. The more I use it, the more I seem to want to like it. Is it the highest dollar ratchet out there and the smoothest? No. But it's good. I mean, if you're a do-it-yourself guy at home, this ratchet's probably be really good for you. Now what happens is the finish the same as a high dollar ratchet, you know? Will you start getting nicks into the chrome and will it, you know, there's a lot of stuff. It says it's anti-rust corrosion or something and dust proof. I'll take it apart here and let me show you that. Okay, I hope you can see in here. There's what it kind of looks like. You get that one big pawl down here. You know, it just looks like pretty much every other ratchet. How strong is it? Well, I don't know. I've been using it, okay? This is not the thinnest thing in the world. It's not the thickest. I don't know if you can catch that in the camera or not. So we can put this back on. You see I put a little extra lube in there. But that assembly lube, well, I tell you, really made a difference on this thing. And like I say, some of these are super paper thin. This one, it's not thick, but it's not like some of them, okay? Let me put this back together before I lose something. Now, I'll give you a closer look at it here in just 1 second. I just want to put a socket on here. And there's one thing about a lot of ratchets is back drag. Something this big with a long handle, this test is a little different because you know you got all that weight swinging down, but I mean it's not that bad. See, can I pick it up doing the turn in the socket? No. But like I say, you also got that long handle. But this ratchet, one thing I felt weird, the head seems a little heavier than the handle or something. but it's not bad. Once you get using it, the more I use it, the more I'm okay with this ratchet. I'm telling you. It's not that hard to switch it from side to side. And to the right, that way there, you know, that's going to be loosening up a bolt. This is going to be tightening it. So that's pretty much like a normal ratchet. Now this stem here, let me bring you over here where you get closer. Okay, here it is a little closer maybe for you. And this thing does have some scratches and stuff on it because I have been using it. And I have had it where I've put my foot on it a few times because I couldn't pull it by hand. And so far nothing's happened. Now I was a little worried at first because this seems a little thinner than some of the other ones. If you see that, there's a difference in the size of that stem there. But like I say, I've had my foot on it and it hasn't broke yet. As far as like the anvil and stuff, you know, if you can see that or not. But it's not that bad. It's got some play this way. It doesn't have, well, I guess it does have some in and out, but not so terrible. I've seen worse. Now it did quiet it down and I like it a lot better since I put some of that assembly lube in there. Normally, I would say don't put something that thick in there. But I don't know if you can see, but there, like I said, you can see some scratches. And I don't know if that's a sign of what'll come or not. This one here, it has that edge on it. I wish it was beveled, but it's not sharp, or it doesn't bother me when I try to turn, you know? Unlike some of the other ones, it's got that sharp edge on there. This one's I'm okay with. This one has a solid anvil, so there's no push button. You know, like here you can push the button, get the socket on, push the button, take it right back off. Where these, when you put them on, just put it up here, you can see the dot. When you put these on, line up the dot there, it's on there. Alright. And then you got to pull it off, which on a longer handled ratchet, I like the solidness. I have twisted an anvil off or two before. I broke more anvils on ratchets probably than I have anything else in a ratchet. Some people say that's odd. Now 90 tooth, that seems to be what everybody's using now, somewhere in that area, 90 tooth. And it's good. They say 4 degree angle. So how about we try it out? You want to go out here and try to, I got a couple vehicles we can try to loosen the lug nut up and see what happens. So I got a 22 millimeter 1/2 inch drive and I just got an adapter in there. Now these are over 100 foot-pounds of torque. That was fairly tight. I don't know if you can see any kind of flexing or if you're at the wrong angle. Let me get you down here. There, now you can kind of see if you can see any kind of flexing in this ratchet. Oh, that's all my weight. Alright, I'll put that back and I'll come out here and retorque that a little bit. I'll retorque it. Can you see any flexing? I have to look at their video and see. Here's one. This one will be easy peasy. Yeah, that's easy peasy. I like the 12-inch ratchet. And you can get bigger than 12-inch, but when you start getting bigger than that, it's time to start thinking about jumping up to 1/2 inch drive, in my opinion. But you know, there's some special occasions you need that small form factor. Now here, that ratchet, I just did that. I forgot to show it after the truck. But I've not had no lockups, no bind ups, nothing has done anything odd at all. It just ratchets, and here's maybe a little closer look at it out in the sunshine. The finish doesn't look that bad, you know. Time will tell, time will tell. Maybe I'll do a 6-month or a year review. Like I say, so far, especially for $20, how can you complain, man? And I haven't broke it yet. I've torqued harder on it than I did on them lug nuts before. And when I got done, it was just right back to same old thing. So what do I think about this ratchet? Would I be afraid to buy it again if I needed a ratchet? No, I wouldn't be afraid to buy it again. I have a thing about noisy ratchets. Okay. Noise and smoothness is okay, but noise and coarseness I don't care for as much. So every ratchet's gonna have some kind of a thing, you know, noise. But I tell you, it really quieted this down. This thing is almost like a normal ratchet sound now compared to, and it doesn't sound so tinny no more. Like I say, I think that was one of the best things I did was put some oil in there. Would I buy this again? Yeah. Do I think it'd be good for a mechanic that's flat rate every day? Probably not. You want something a little better probably. For the normal guy working on his car at home and doing, you know, whatever else he works on at the house, I think it'd be perfectly fine. The people, like I say, when I contacted the people about the ratchet and the noise and all, they was more than helpful, willing to talk to you. They was understanding. You know, they gave you the time you needed to. So that really was a plus for me. I was a little worried about the size of this, but like I say, I haven't bent it yet, so you know, who knows? Chrome band or whatever that is, that's having a memory problem right now. What is it? The Chrome, what, CRV or I don't know. I'm having a memory problem now. Put it down there if you know what I'm talking about. What is that again? Anyway, solid anvil, 12-inch ratchet, 20 bucks, 25 bucks even. How can you beat that, you know? Well, I'm happy with it so far, with everything. It's not broke, I haven't bent it, it's not locked up, and it's not skipped or anything, so what more can you ask for, huh? Feels okay in my hand too. Kind of has that copy of other people's ratchet, but it works. Little knurl there. Knurl feels good. You can actually feel the grip of the knurl. I don't know. Your choice. You know what's best for you. I just wanted to kind of show what this ratchet was like. I really didn't see many videos on them. Maybe I just missed them.